Hello everyone, welcome back to Spectrum. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the lab experiment in which I am going to perform titration of Mohr salt, that is ferrous ammonium sulphate versus K2Cr2O7 as a titrant. And in this experiment we are going to use an external indicator. This experiment is also given by the aim to determine the ferrous content in the supplied sample of iron ore by titrometric analysis against standard K2Cr2O7 solution using K3FeCN6 as an external indicator. So this can be understood in either of the statements. So in this experiment, we are having several questions which we want to know why we are using this K2Cr2O7, what is Mohr salt, why we are using this Mohr salt, if in another of the experiment it is given that in the supplied ore sample, why we are using external indicator here in this experiment, which kind of titration is this. So there are several questions which I am going to answer all the questions one by one while we are performing the experiment, right? This video is very important for the MSc students, for the students of civil engineering, and for the students they are doing their research projects or their research in analytical chemistry. So guys, please watching this. I am also going to show the lab activity here also. Right, so let's start with the video. So here we are going to titrate this ferrous ammonium sulphate solution against K2Cr2O7. And this is our external indicator, that is K3FeCN6, and this external indicator is first placed on the glaze tile. And while we are titrating this, we are dipped one glass rod into the solution, and then we are putting or mixing that solution with the already spotted external indicator, that is K3FeCN6. And if it gives Persian blue, then this indicates that endpoint of the titration is not reached yet. And if it doesn't give color to the color with this external experiment, then that suggests the completion of titration and endpoint this titration. Now here again I am showing you that K3FeCN6 is used as an external indicator, and at the end point the Persian blue color of this external indicator and the reaction mixture disappears due to the formation of Fe3FeCN6 whole twice. In Fe3 plus state, iron will not give color with this K3FeCN6. It gives Persian blue color with Fe2 plus only. So that is the use of this external indicator in case of iron 2 plus and iron 3 plus. So the reaction which takes place over here is, so here K3FeCN6 is pale yellow in color and it is placed on the glaze tile, so it seems to be colorless. And this on reaction with FeSO4, which comes from ferrous ammonium sulphate, that FeSO4 NH4 whole twice SO4 6H2O is the formula of ferrous ammonium sulphate. This is also known as Mohr salt. We are using this ferrous ammonium sulphate in this experiment in place of iron ore because we are not having any iron ore with us. And on reaction this K3FeCN6 with Fe2 plus ions, it forms Fe3FeCN6 whole thrice, which is of Persian blue color. Once all Fe2 plus react and converted to Fe3 plus, then this Persian blue color doesn't appear. Showing you the procedure. So here I have written the procedure how we are going to perform this experiment, but I'm not going to read this. This is just for your writing purpose. So let's start with the lab activity. Here I am placing this K3FeCN6 indicator on the glaze tile and it seems to be white. So I have put number of drops over there. Here I am having 10 ml of FAS. I have written ore sample, but rather using ore sample I am using ferrous ammonium sulphate. Here we are having potassium dichromate N by 10 solution. Its initial reading is 0. So what I have done here, I started titrating it FAS, and now this glass rod which is dipped into the water, now I wiped off this and dipped into this solution, and it is mixed with the external indicator and it gives Persian blue color. Now again this wiped off road, again I put that road in the distilled water, and before using I always wiped off it with the tissue paper, and now I dipped in the solution, and this solution mixture is mixed with the external indicator and it gives Persian blue color. Here you can. So still we are having this Persian blue color. It suggests ferrous Fe2 plus ions are present in the solution. Endpoint doesn't reach yet. And apart from that, you can see the color change of the solution in the conical flask. So again and again use a washed and dried glass rod. Till Fe2 plus ions are present in the solution. This change in the working solution color is just because of change of oxidation state of chromium from +6 to +3. That is why we are not using K3FeCN6 as an internal indicator, because this color of working solution interferes. Instead of this K3FeCN6, we can use diphenylamine as an internal indicator, which changes to violet color at the end point in the redox titration. This is redox titration for your viva point of view, and here K2Cr2O7 get reduced and ferrous sulfate gets oxidized to Fe3+. So guys, no color change with this working solution. It suggests the end point reaches. Now the final reading. So here we are having the final reading, which is 10.8. This is the color of the working solution. This is just because of the chromium 3 plus ions, right? Here the observation table, volume of Mohr salt or FAS or ore solution which I have taken is 10. Whatever you will take, you please write down that in the conical flask. Now initial reading of the burette was 0 as I shown you in my lab activity, and final burette reading is 10.8 ml. Now the volume consumed. Volume consumed is final minus initial reading. So 10.8 minus 0 will gives you 10.8 ml. So volume consumed of K2Cr2O7 is 10.8 ml. I'll just show you here the reactions which are taking. So here we are having K2Cr2O7 plus 4H2SO4. It gives K2SO4, Cr2SO4 whole thrice plus 4H2O plus 3 nascent oxygen, and as I told you earlier in my previous two experiments, this nascent oxygen works as an oxidizing agent. It is produced from this K2Cr2O7 in the presence of acid. K2Cr2O7 get reduced and it works as an oxidizing agent for the ferrous ammonium sulphate. So here we are having the formula of ferrous ammonium sulphate, which we are using here in this experiment in place of iron ore. This on reaction with this nascent oxygen, it gives Fe2SO4 whole thrice plus here this ammonium sulphate remains unreacted. So here we are having this ammonium sulphate as unreacted species plus 13H2O. On balancing these two equations, In the first equation, 3 nascent oxygens are produced, whereas in the second equation, only 1 nascent oxygen is consumed. So we need to balance this equation. So here we are going to multiply this equation by 3, and on balancing what we get here I have written. So this is the molecular form of reaction what we get in the titration. And if we write this equation in terms of ionic reaction, then it can be written like this. So from K2Cr2O7, Cr2O7 2 minus plus this H plus comes from the acid 14H plus 6 electrons are involved in this reaction, and we get 2 chromium 3 plus 7 H2O. Whereas from the ferrous ammonium sulphate, so ferrous Fe2 plus get converted to Fe3 plus, and one in this reaction 1 electron is involved. So here 1 electron is involved, and here in this reaction 6 electrons are consumed. So here reduction of chromium takes place and oxidation of this iron takes place. So to balance this equation, what we need to do, we need to multiply this second equation with 6, so that it will give us 6 electrons just to balance this equation. And on balancing this equation, what we will get? So this is the ionic reaction. Now I am going to show you that how the oxidation state of chromium and iron changes. So here we are having Cr2O7 2 minus. So how we are going to calculate this? 2 is subscript. So 2 into, suppose its oxidation state is X. So 2 into X plus 7 into minus 2, as oxidation state for oxygen is minus 2, equal to minus 2. So since it is having 2 minus charge, so minus 2. And on solving this equation, we are having X is equal to plus 6. So in K2Cr2O7, chromium is in plus 6 oxidation state. When it is converted to Cr3 plus, so it is get changed to 3 plus oxidation state. So change in oxidation state, if we calculate, plus 6 to plus 3. So here oxidation state changes to 3 only, right? And if change in oxidation state is 3, then why we are writing over here 6 electrons? Since in the formula unit 2 chromium atoms are there. So per chromium atom we are having 3 electron, or change in oxidation state is 3. So here some of the students get confused. If change in oxidation state is 3, then why we have written this A1 is equal to 6 and A2 is equal to 1. So here what is A1? A1 is equal to 6. It is number of electrons gained per formula unit, not per the atom, right? So this we are going to use in the calculation part. So guys, it is very important for you to understand, especially for the MSc and research students. Here iron, or in the FAS, Fe2 plus is get converted to Fe3 plus. Change in oxidation state is plus 2 to plus 3 means 1. Number of electrons involved per formula unit is 1 only. Right? So here change in oxidation state means 1. Here change in oxidation state is 3. But per formula unit number of electrons gained or lost. So per formula unit we are gaining 6 electrons here. Now we are doing the calculation part. So here A1 is equal to 6, number of electrons gained per formula unit of K2Cr2O7 in the balanced equation of half cell reaction. And A2 is equal to 1, number of electrons lost per formula unit of Mohr salt in a balanced equation of half cell reaction. This reaction, or this chemical equivalence equation, can also be written in terms of normality, rather writing in terms of molarity. If you are doing this calculation in terms of normality, which I have not done before in my previous experiments, but we can do that in our previous experiments too. So N1V1 is equal to N2V2, so K2Cr2O7 and Mohr salt. So here how we are going to calculate the N1. So the solution of K2Cr2O7, which I have shown you there, that I have taken, and by 10 K2Cr2O7, how I made that solution. So here is the formula, weight is equal to NEB where V is the volume in liters and E is the equivalent weight, which is equal to molecular weight divided by N factor. So here, what is the N factor for this K2Cr2O7? So change in oxidation state per formula unit. So K2Cr2O7 is having N factor 6, that is A1, and its molecular formula is 294.8 divided by 6. It gives you 49.03. Volume is 1 liter and normality which I have prepared is N by 10. So how much weight I have dissolved in 1 liter of the solution? So I have dissolved 4.9 grams of K2Cr2O7 in 1 liter of solution. Here one more thing which I bring to your notice is that K2Cr2O7 is used as primary standard, and secondly it is less oxidizing as compared to the KMnO4, and it do not react with the organic matters which are present in the contact in the solution. And these are the properties of this K2Cr2O7, and because it is primary standard, so no need to standardize it further. So that is the use of primary standard compound. And now the calculation part. First, we are using this equation N1V1 is equal to N2V2, and this is for K2Cr2O7 and this is for Mohr salt. Now I will put all the values. So normality for K2Cr2O7 is N by 10 into volume consumed is 10.8 is equal to N2, which we are going to determine, that is the normality or concentration of Mohr salt. And here volume which I have taken in the conical flask is 10 ml. So N2 is like this, and its strength which we are going to determine is normality. If we are having normality, then we are going to multiply it with its equivalent weight. If we are having molarity, then we are going to multiply its molecular weight. So this is FAS solution, so we are going to multiply with the equivalent weight of FAS. Strength is equal to, this is the normality value which is in gram equivalents per liter, into equivalent weight of FAS is 392.12 grams per gram equivalents, because for FAS change in oxidation state per formula unit is 1. So on solving this, we are getting 42.35 grams per liter. If we are just talking about the FAS, so this is the molecular weight of FAS, and 392.12 grams of FAS, ferrous ammonium sulphate, contains 56 grams of iron 2 plus. This is the amount of FAS which is dissolved in 1 liter. So this much amount contains how much Fe2 plus? This gram per liter of FAS contains 56 divided by 392.12 grams multiplied by this 42.35 grams per liter of iron 2 plus, and on solving this we are getting 6.048 grams of iron 2 plus. This is how we can come to know, or we can calculate the result, that the solution which we have prepared contains 6.048 grams of iron 2 plus. One more thing which I bring to your notice, you can calculate this with the help of this formula also. So guys, I hope you find this video helpful. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you all. Thanks for watching.